Jerry Patchell is recognized as a coach, women's program builder, and an athlete. Jerry rowed for Western from 1976 to 1982. During his last 3 years, he was also coach of the women's team. Jerry brought home championships as a rower himself, earning multiple varsity and Henley titles. His great dedication to the women's team resulted in the development of the women's program as a significant feeder system for the national team, and he led them to many gold medals both within Canada at the provincial level and in the United States at Dad Vales and Head of the Charles.
Jerry Patchell was the varsity women's coach and did very well. I think Jerry, for a period of 4 or 5 years that he was at Western, I don't know if his varsity women's aid ever lost an Ontario University championship. He also had a number of Dad Vale wins in the varsity women's aid to his credit.
Well, Jerry is definitely one of the people at the heart of UWO and that Western summer rowing when I was a student. Fought really hard for the women's team so that we could have equipment, blades, equal opportunities, and he was a really good coach. I'm not sure of the number of hours that he actually spent out at the lake, but with everything that he was doing, I'm amazed at what he was able to accomplish. He was there for all of us in terms of anything we needed, not just only to do with rowing, but if we needed help outside, moving, doing all of these kinds of things, Jerry was there. Jerry was definitely a big part of Western rowing. He set a foundation for excellence, and it was a fun time to be part of UWO and Western rowing, and I think Jerry was definitely significant in making that atmosphere happen.
Jerry, I think, was definitely a quiet presence as a coach on the water. He gave me a lot of space, which is what I needed, and let athletes work out a lot of things on their own, but he was there for you completely, and you really felt his strength and presence, but not at all in an obtrusive way.
You know, Jerry was part of a group of coaches that created a great rowing atmosphere.
He also was someone that would go to bat for you when you needed him to.
Jerry would always stand up for us, and he made us feel that, even though he was from the male Western rowing culture, he was totally with us, and that's a really special quality. So he was supportive and he was loyal.
One particular memory is our Head of the Charles, one of our Head of the Charles races that we went to.
So there we were on Friday afternoon, ready to leave for the Head of the Charles.
We were all sitting in front of, I guess it was a medical school building, and Jerry was looking after last-minute things. We were in the Winnebago that was going to take us down there.
Jerry phoned up to confirm our entry was okay, and they said, "Oh, no, you're not in." And Jerry said, "Well, I need my women to be in because they're going to win the race.
My girls are going to win, and we better be in that race," because we were all loaded up. We thought we were in this event. Something had happened. I don't know how that came about, that we were not in the event. And so they made an exception for us. We drove down, and
the committee allowed us to race in 41st spot, so they sort of added a spot for us to accommodate us. And so we started at 41st, and we ended up winning.
And we did. I never knew whether it was an advantage to start at the end or because really when Leslie said get out of the way, they did, or whether it was actually a disadvantage because we had to get by so many crews. But it was a great race, and I was very glad to be with a great team and enabled by good coach and a good coxswain, great crew, and created by the coach and the coxswain for sure, and by Doc Fitzjames as well, who built that program.